In this video, we'll cover creating a weekly roundup using the BuzzSumo tool. Now, this post that you see here was actually created using the BuzzSumo tool. We searched for content marketing. That gave us the latest trending stuff from the last week, or the most shared stuff from the last week, for us to create this roundup. And then we added some commentary as well. So that's the full thing that we'll walk through here. And let's jump right in and get started. Okay, so we're going to fire up BuzzSumo, and BuzzSumo is a great tool for finding trending content based on social shares. The other thing that BuzzSumo really does a good job is helping you find influencers, but we won't go into that detail here in this video, but this is a great tool, so if you're not using it, it's something to look into. For this actual roundup, we're going to find content on content marketing. The first thing you want to do is select the past week. And I'm going to put double quotes around this so that we get very focused on content marketing. And then if I click on search, what will come back is content sorted by total shares. Now here's a tip. If you're in a market where it's more consumer based, you could sort your content by most likely Pinterest and Facebook, and you're going to get more consumer based focused content. If you want to sort it on a business base, maybe a B2B market, then you would probably sort it by Google Plus or LinkedIn. So for this one, I'm just going to do total shares. So now what you want to do is you actually want to go through here and look at the stories, the ones that actually pique your interest. So this one's interesting. Now I'm using Curation Suite to actually do the curation for this, and it's really easy with Curation Suite. When I'm on a story like this, let's say I want to actually curate this story, all I have to do is I'm actually going to save this to our link buckets. When I click save, that's actually adding the link, and then I can load that here in a second when I'm in Curation Suite. So I'll go here and I'll add this one here. So I've opened up quite a few stories here. We've read through them, and they would make a great roundup. I think we'll have about 4 or 5 stories. So let's jump over to WordPress. So here we are on a new post in WordPress, and let's go and load our links. So we'll go to the curation links and we'll load our link buckets, and we will actually do I'll just do one curation, and then I'll show you the results of actually curating all of them. So let's start with the first story. We'll do a curate delete here. What that means is that after I've curated it, it'll delete it from my saved links. So now I've selected and cited, I've selected the content I want to cite from this piece of content. Now let's add this to the post box. As you can see, that was all added. Now I'm going to add the rest of the stories, and then I will show you how we actually wrap this up with commentary as well. Okay, so here is the results of just the curating, and you'll see everything here is wrapped in block quote. Here is the cited content, and then here is a small thumbnail to the content. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to tie in, or actually add commentary to tie all this together and to kind of lead into the stories. I'll show you the results of that as well. Okay, so here's the results of what we've done. I've added a headline that ties in all these stories, and then you'll see here, and actually you'll probably see it better if I actually preview it. So let's go to the preview. Here is the headline, and if we scroll down, you'll see that each story is wrapped with commentary. So here's the beginning commentary. Here's the attribution link for this story. Here's some more commentary. Here's some commentary that's actually put in place, or actually wrapped around the actual cited content for this story here. And then here's another story, and then here's some more commentary, and here's the final story. So it was that simple. You know, it really took me just a few minutes to put this together, to put together the commentary. My next step will be to actually publish this piece of content and then promote it. And I'll actually share some tips to actually do that as well. Okay, so we published this piece of content. Now I'm going to go and use something. Now you can do this really easily on your own, but there's an easier way with Curation Suite. If I go to the sharing actions, what I can do is I can actually load the sharing actions, and you'll see here there's actually quite a few individual content sharing actions that I can do. There's 4 different updates here based on the roundup that I've created, and what I'll do is I actually schedule the main headline one first. So I would use Hootsuite, and we would share this across our social media networks. So I'll do this across a lot of our social networks, and then I'll send it now. So now the next thing I'll do, because there's actually additional content on here, this is a great roundup strategy, is I'll actually share this piece of content. I'll schedule it. So I just shared the headline. So this is the actual headline, and then that shares the link. Now I'm going to actually share this piece of content here, and I'm going to actually just say, I'll give a hashtag, a roundup, and then I will auto schedule this. So that's a good strategy. When you're doing a roundup, the kind of the more ways that you can kind of get it out there. And with a roundup, because you're covering maybe a vast array of subtopics or topics, you can typically just include that subtopic in a separate update and then schedule it maybe tomorrow or the next day or maybe a couple hours from now to get different engagement from your followers. Now, if you want to see more examples of roundups, all you have to do is go to the blog on the Curation Suite website, and you'll see each one that we do as a roundup. You'll see that it's a content marketing roundup, and you can look through the various roundups we've put together, and you can kind of see there is different styles. So for each individual roundup, sometimes we change the style. Sometimes, like on this one here, if I scroll down, you'll see that this one here, I actually lead in with the link. So on the one we were just showing, I actually have the link within the cited content. And here, I use the commentary to kind of lead in with the link and then have the actual cited content here. So that's another style you can do. All this can be done with Curation Suite. So there's a lot of different options, but if you actually want to see some more examples, definitely go through our blog and you'll see some more examples of roundup posts. That's all. If you have any questions, definitely get in touch with us and definitely use BuzzSumo. It's one of the best social engagement tools out there.